Hi people, sorry about what happened. It seemed as if I had lost connection. Yes, seems as if I had lost connection. Now I'm back home. No, I was saying that in my videos, one of my videos I've often mentioned about my niece. She's an American, and I remember my sister and I and her were traveling to another state, and from one state to the other, and I remember saying something using the Jamaican vernacular in patois. So, like, whatever it is that I said, she herself repeated the very same thing in the same manner, with the same fervor, same accent, and she kept repeating it over and over and over and over. And right there and then it occurred to me that two things. What if it was maybe a bad word I said? That's one. Two, what if I had said something that would have stayed with her? Because if I notice, sometimes when you speak with a lot of adults and you may ask them, why it is that you're this way? Why it is that you have done this? And they will tell you, when I was a child, this is what happened to me. This is what I saw my parents or my guardians doing. So what you're seeing, the product of the rapists and the child molesters, the pedophiles, the murderers, all of these ill-fit persons for the society, didn't just start there and then. It started from in the womb, and certainly while they were growing up. The most important years of your children are 0 to 7, some may say 0 to 8, the formative years, the important years for you to build that foundation in them. And if you miss it, you better pray to God that somehow you catch them maybe between 9 and 12. Somehow you get to do something in that short space. Maybe it may work, it may not. But the formative, the important, the fundamental years, they say 0 to 7. And just end the parenting after them reach 7 or 8 years old. Then now their personalities will start to come out slowly but surely, and then you start to groom them in becoming young teens, and then you start to groom them in becoming young adults until they become the adult fit for society. The blame game is on us. We had gone wrong. We have gone wrong as a people. Do not point fingers on others, because the same way the fingers are coming back at us. Where could we have made a difference in somebody else's life? Whether it is your neighbor's life, your co-worker's life, your family's life, your friends, whoever it may be, whoever we encounter daily, frequently, where have we made a positive impact or a difference in that person's life where they can become better individuals? I see a lot of people blaming, and that we're used to that, blaming this, blaming that. Is my mother made me do this, my father made me do this, my son made me do this, my daughter made me do this, the government made me do this, the church made me do this. Nonsense. It should have started with us. Where could we have made a difference? Those criminals didn't just become criminals like that. If you had checked their background from they were children, that is what they were taught. Not the values and the principles. Not the values and the principles in making them better individuals. So when I hear people talk about it, they go, what are you doing, Andrew Holness, Prime Minister? What are you doing this and that? What are you doing? What are you doing? What can you do to make a difference? You're going to sit and wait on the Prime Minister or the other governing bodies or the church? Well, if you sit and wait, then you will see the repercussions of your waiting in vain. I'm not saying that they won't do anything. Don't get me wrong. That's not the point I'm making. The point that I'm making is, if you want to see a reduction in the mayhem, the chaos, the crime, the violence that we face today, that we're facing today among our people, then you had better get your act together and make a difference and stop pointing fingers. Don't bother talk about how can I make a difference. You know how to make a difference. You make sure you instill values in your children, that they don't become the same perpetrator like what we're seeing today. That they don't become those because they were somebody's children as well. That is what you need to do. When you see a child as best as you able to. Don't bother talk. Me not say nothing because me don't want nobody to say this to me, and me don't want nobody to say, me not tell them. You see a child going around and you ignore that? You sit and see a child doing something and you don't say, come here, young man, get your act together. You don't have to stay there for hours, make people wonder why you're standing up there that long. But pass on a word. Talk loud if it is that you, just in case a passerby is there, they can hear what you're saying. But you must make a positive impact. When my mother said to me, she remember the days when she was younger, you couldn't dare pass an adult and not say good morning. Adults could never pass a child and not correct that child. It takes a village to grow a child. Because one person can't just focus on the people like that. One person can't just focus on the children like that, on the child or the children like that. And if you dare not say good morning, or if you dare pass and when they speak or you do something wrong and they scold you, and when you go, you get in another scolding. You follow what I'm saying to you, people? Because these things were taken into consideration when they were children. So they become adults who are very careful in what they display, what they do, what they say, and the values they pass down on their other children. I don't know if there was a generational gap where something got missing and some values and attitudes weren't passed down, but something is certainly wrong. But the bottom line is whether or not there has been a missing generation, as people would say it, because no values and principles and attitudes, good attitudes were passed down. You now know you know better, you can do better. And stop the blame game. Stop blaming other people. Where could you have made the difference? Did you make a difference? That is what you should ask. Say, God, did I make a difference in somebody else's life? Did I prevent that person from committing suicide? Did I hear report something that I saw, but I could have stopped somebody from dying? I saw 2 children fighting, or saw 2 young girls quarreling or doing something that is unseeming. Did I intervene and say, no, come on, children. That's not good. Have you done that? Have you made your mark in somebody else's life? You feel that it would make a difference? You better, trust me, if you have that feeling, take that out of your system right now. Because you're absolutely wrong. Children live what they learn. And whatever they learn, that is what they're going to play out as they become adults. That's the character they're going to play out. Because they're going to become adults. They're not, no matter feels like it, some of them may be killed or whatever it is. They're going to become adults, become sociopaths, and be integrated in this society. Sometimes I am broken inside because I hear people, we have gotten in such a culture where we put a lot of blame game on others in different areas, and we never shine the light on ourselves and say, I need to take responsibilities and a responsibility for my actions, for the things that I say, for the things that I do. No longer can I be pointing the finger. I'm not saying that there weren't contributory factors, meaning how you were reared, maybe coming from a single parent home, an abusive home. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. And God will judge them and deal with them as accordingly. But where you know better, you do better. We need to stop pointing fingers, people. We need to start to make a difference from now. Don't bother look at it as minute. Don't bother look at it as small. If you see a child on the road behaving unseeming, you say something. As I said, if you feel uncomfortable where you don't want to take time, say to them, talk in such a, you don't have to scream on top of your voice. But you can talk in a audible manner where others can hear you, or you draw alongside another adult and say, come here, I see these 2 young persons because of what is happening presently. So you have to use wisdom. And say, I see these 2 young persons fighting or skylarking, you know, loitering the place. I'm encouraging them to take a bus and go home. You can do that. So that it's, you know, you get the community involved. You get people involved. When they say you do that, then they will join in along. But you have to make the difference. You need to stop pointing fingers. If it is that the governing bodies are not doing it, what can you do? Well, you go and you protest without causing any kind of mayhem. You protest because you're free and we have that right. And you do what you can to make a difference and just stop. If we just stop the blame game, then maybe we can see a change. But we are clouded by blaming. So we're blaming we're blaming the authorities, or we're blaming this one and that body and this body. Then, okay, let's ask you, what are you doing now? After you blame, what are you doing? After you point the fingers, what are you doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? How am I making a difference in somebody else's life so that they don't become a perpetrator? Huh? What difference am I making so that they do not become a perpetrator? So that they don't become ill fit for the society. So that them stay away from prison. What have I done? What can I do? How are you rearing and raising your children? For those of you who have children. Or nieces or nephews or persons, you know, that you encounter. What difference are you making to prevent them in the future from becoming that? Since a generation was missing, how do you close that gap? So that no generation is missing in terms of the morals and in terms of the values and the right attitudes. I'm tired of hearing the blame game. We blame. We point. And we never turn the light on us. Forget that we are a part of the society. And just as we are part of the problem, we can be a part of the solution. We can be a My people, I can only implore, I can only encourage that we take on the mantle of making a positive impact on somebody else's life. I'm encouraging you not to look at it as minute, or it will. Just as how if you raise your child in the wrong manner, they will become the wrong person. I'm just using the word loosely. And if you raise them in the right manner, they will become the right person. I'm simply saying whatever seed you sow, that is what you will reap. Wherever you can make a difference in somebody's life, whether it's a child or an adult, you make the difference in a positive sense. Stop blaming. Look at yourself. Look what you can do to make the difference. And that is how we will reduce the problems and the issues, the mayhem and the chaos that we're facing presently. These things did not just happen overnight. It started from the seed of improper parenting from the primary figures, which would be mother and father, or the lack of parenting because there was no mother or was no father, and for the external or the secondary forces such as teachers, guidance counselors, peers, pastors, elders, whoever it may be, apart from the parents, turned a blind eye. When you see a child doing something that is not right, don't laugh. Ah, she look cute, him look cute. You correct it right there and then. Because when you say it look cute, when they old, it won't be cute. Is either you go Dovecut or what other place the name? I don't remember the name of the other burial ground place there. Or you'll be walking in Fort Augustus or Tower Street or whichever other prison place it is. Because it won't be cute anymore. We're all guilty in some form or fashion. Because if we sit and we do an introspection of our own lives, we would see that we made no contribution whatsoever. All we have done is just blame, as if we couldn't make a difference in some way or other, as if they're the ones out there to be blamed alone. I'm tired of hearing people saying, what is the church doing? What is it this doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're talking about church and talking about government. I'm not saying that they shouldn't play their part. You think by talking like that can just make them do that? If they're not feel for do nothing, then they feel for do nothing. And I'm not lauding it or praising it. And I'm also not saying that they have not done anything. But what are you doing? Ask yourself the question, what am I doing to make a difference? What am I doing to make a difference in somebody else's life to make the society better so that they don't become perpetrators in one form, one fashion or another? We had better get our act together. We had better get our act together. You all right? That's all I'm imploring us as a people to do. Stop the blame game. Start from now to make a difference. Be a part of the solution. Wherever I can make a difference, I will endeavor to make a difference. That's my commitment. Wherever I can make a difference, I will make a difference. All right? So my people, have a beautiful day. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day at work. Have a wonderful day at school. Wherever you are at home, have a wonderful day. If you're not well, I pray God will heal you and keep you. If you're feeling down and out, I pray that God will give you that comfort and that peace within to be reassured within yourself that you shall come out on top. You will be delivered. You're not alone. God is with you. He's not forsaken you. All right? And don't feel downhearted if you're not at the best you now. God is still refining you and making you into a better individual. Just dust yourself off, get up and try again. Because we can achieve if we believe. All things are possible to those who love God, trust Him, believe in Him, and have that faith. I wish you all a wonderful day today. Wherever I'm encouraging us as a people, wherever we can make a positive impact on somebody else's life, please make that impact positively on their lives. Please. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it so that they cannot become the perpetrators that we're seeing today when you make that change. The man that's a powerful song that Michael Jackson sung years ago. The Man in the Mirror. Listen to the words of the song. That's a very beautiful song. That's a song that should be played everywhere. Church, all about the place. Because that song, it allows you to look at you and have to evaluate you. Just as how you go to the doctor when you're doing an executive profile or just a little simple checkup because you want to make sure that you're physically well, you have to do the same otherwise. You have to do the same. And once you've done that and all is well, everything will go perfect. We have our issues and our problems. But just say to yourself, all right, where can I make a difference in somebody else's life? Don't bother look at it as small. That's how the small things add up. They add up for every big thing that you see. A house is a sum of small things. It's a block, steel, sand, marl, wood. It's still a sum of small things until it becomes a beautiful house. Please, if you want your children to be socially fit for society and to become the successful people really should be, then you have to start to plant that seed of growth, development, positivity, and having the right attitudes and attributes, the right character, and an excellent personality. It doesn't mean that they're perfect or devoid of issues. But you're going to find chances are they will not become those perpetrators. All right? Have a beautiful day, people. Do take care.